Alright, and welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since I made a video about editing. I don't know why there's no need to make an editing tutorial, but I just feel like I've got nothing better to do. So sit back, relax, and watch me turn this photo into absolute shit. So here's the photo we've got. It's a shot that I took actually, believe it or not. So usually with my edits, I start with, the normal, simple shit. I usually do all of my tone and contrast adjustment with the tone curve. I feel like you can just do a little bit more. You can fine tune a little bit more with the tone curve compared to these sliders, right? That's just how I do it, So we're gonna start off by making a simple S curve. So shadows down, highlights up, a little bit of fade, not that much. I used to put a lot of fade in my photos like 2 or 3 years ago, but over time, editing style changes, everything, how you look at your photos, everything changes, So yeah, I don't really put much fade in my photos anymore. You don't want to see my old photos. They're fucking terrible. Anyway, we're gonna pump shadows up just to bring out a bit of detail to see what we're working with. I'm gonna take the whites, and if you hold down Alt or Command, I don't really know what it is on Mac, but something like that. If you hold down Alt, you can see where the whites are starting to clip. And I'm actually not going to bring the whites up. I'm actually going to start bringing the highlights down just to the point where they start clipping, which is right up around there. That's pretty good. And then we can bring the whites up a little bit. I'm actually going to turn down the shadows a little bit because it looks a little shit right now. My way of talking is like I'm making my own language. See, normally I use presets. Just chuck a quick preset on it. Jobs. But for this tutorial, I'm trying to edit this photo from scratch, and I haven't done this in a while. So we're gonna go to our tone curve, and this is something that I do for pretty much all my presets that I make. I go into the tone curve and I make the same S curve that I did on the RGB channel on the red, green, and blue channels. I'm gonna go in and pretty much my mouse is fucking shit. What the fuck was that? This mouse is shit. Look at it. There you go. As you can see, every single color channel has the same adjustments made to it. This is the thing with editing, right? Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. I'm just messing around and seeing what looks good, right? It's not rocket science. It's just whatever looks good is good. Well, whatever looks good to me. I don't know about you guys. You might think this photo is gonna look like shit when I'm done with it. Who the fuck is messaging me? Fuck off. I'm gonna start messing out the colors. There's a couple of tail lights on the road down here. I'm also gonna bring the saturation up a tiny bit, not that much. Bring the detail out of the colors. Detail is nice. I'm also gonna pump up the saturation on the oranges because there's a lot of oranges in the street lights and the road down here. So just wanna bring out those colors and make this photo a little bit more punchy. So yeah, I'm literally just gonna mess around with the colors and see what works best. And there's not much more to it. Whatever looks best is normally what I go with. Obviously, I don't know why I would make my photos shit on purpose. Right, now that that's done, as you can see, I've just made a few adjustments to the colors. Not that dramatic. I usually go and desaturate my blues a lot. That's a theme that you'll find in a lot of my photos. Now onto the split toning. I don't really touch this panel a lot. Just gonna, for this photo, pump some blues into the shadows. That looks good to me right around there. I'm gonna go back and actually pull the shadows out because I feel like the photo is a bit dark down here. You want to pull a little bit detail out of these trees. I think they're trees. The fuck is this? A thing that I do with a lot of my photos is actually take a lot of clarity out, which is the opposite to what I used to do when I was starting out with photography. This was me when I started out with photography. That you have to be blind to think that looks good. -20 or -10 is normally where I keep it at. Not much more than that, to be honest. So you can see from the before and after, it's a subtle adjustment, subtle changes, but that's just me. I'm also gonna go down to the color calibration right here and just make some tiny adjustments. I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm just going with the flow at the moment, just sliding these sliders and yeah, I don't know. I'm actually going to go back up and desaturate the oranges just a tiny bit because I think they're a little bit too overpowering, especially on these street lights right here. They're a little bit too orange for my liking, so yeah, that can fuck off. It's always like making one adjustment and going back to the other adjustments you made and just fine-tuning it. I'm also going to add a little bit of blue tint into the photo, not too much, actually a little bit less. It's a little bit too blue for my liking, and that's coming from me. So yeah, with all the adjustments we made, Bro, can I fucking talk? So with all the adjustments we've made so far, this photo is not looking too bad at the moment. The only thing I would do is go up here to the graduated filter and just make the bottom of this image a little bit darker. So just drag down the exposure just to put more focus on this city. I've never seen my city look this good. If you're from Oslo, you know how depressive this city is. And I'm also gonna grab the graduated filter. I feel like the sky is just like taking a little bit too much attention out from the city. Another thing you can do, a little top tip from the man himself, is to press L twice. You can do that. I'm not really sure what it does. It just makes your photo look better. Yeah, that's good. This is the worst tutorial ever. Like, if you learned something from this, I don't know what's wrong with you. I just did a little shit. I talked a little shit and then realized that my camera turned off. You know, it's just my luck. These kind of things, they only happen to me. They don't happen to anybody else. But yeah, photo looks good. I'm happy with it. So, great tutorial. How the fuck did I not notice the camera turned off? The fuck is wrong with me? But anyway, the photo is pretty much done. I don't really see any other adjustments that I really need to make to this photo to make it look any better. If I do make some adjustments, it's probably just gonna make the photo look shit. So this is the point where I'm just like, good, upload, Instagram, likes, everyone's happy. I might get laid, probably not. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video and you learned something from it, I don't know how, but if you did, leave a like, subscribe. My Instagram is down below if you want to check out some of my other work. Other than that, see you next time.